Hi and welcome to the podcast. This week, Matt and Jenny are doing a deep dive into the world of mirrors, and specifically, a company who specializes in handmade Art Deco mirrors. Let's have a listen.
Welcome to this deep dive. We're going to be looking at something that I think we all use every day. But don't think about too much the world of bespoke mirrors.
Oh, yeah.
We've got excerpts from MirrorMania, a UK-based company that's been doing this for over 2 decades.
Wow.
And I thought it'd be really interesting to kind of get into their process a little bit because, you think of a mirror, you don't really think how much goes into it.
Right. Yeah, you just, it's there, you look at it, you use it.
Yeah, exactly. But they're talking about like 8 to 10 week lead times.
Oh, wow.
Which is, in today's world of instant gratification.
Right.
It's like, whoa,
yeah, there is a long time.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
I need this now kind of thing.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I think that's sort of a testament to the fact that they are so focused on, this bespoke element of it, that they're really taking the time to, make sure that every detail is perfect.
Yeah, and I think it speaks to, if you're getting something custom made, it should take a while because that means that they're really paying attention to every little thing.
It's not just like a, one size fits all kind of a process.
Yeah, it's not coming off some assembly line somewhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you're right to highlight that kind of 8 to 10 week lead time because that really does say something about their commitment to quality and craftsmanship.
Yeah, and this idea that it's an investment.
Right.
This is something that you're going to have for a really long time.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not just something that you're going to buy at Target and then 3 years later check out because it's broken.
Exactly. And speaking of that kind of investment and that kind of focus on the individual, it's interesting to me that they highlight how collaborative their process is with their clients.
Yeah.
They talk about working with designers and architects and renovation specialists. It seems like they're really involved in every step of the process.
Well, it makes sense.
Yep.
Because if you think about those old movies and stuff, and they have those giant, gorgeous entryways and things, it's like that mirror is part of the architecture. It's not just an afterthought.
Absolutely.
It's part of the actual design of the house.
And it speaks to the fact that, these aren't just functional objects. These are pieces of art that are being integrated into the design of a space.
They're meant to be looked at.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're meant to enhance the beauty of a room. And you can really see that in some of the examples they give, like, a custom-shaped mirror to fit an awkward alcove. Or a stained glass designed to complement an Art Deco bathroom.
I was like, that is so cool. I would love to have something like that in my house.
I know. It just adds this whole other level of sophistication and personality to a space.
And they actually talk about how, they use timber backing. That's custom cut to the shape of the mirror.
Oh, wow.
So it's not just like they slap a mirror on a piece of wood and call it a day. They're really thinking about the durability and the finish and making sure that it's going to last.
Yeah, it really does sound like they pay attention to every detail, from the selection of materials to the construction techniques.
Yeah, and you can really feel that passion.
Right.
Like they're passionate about mirrors.
Exactly.
And I think that's what makes them so special.
And you can see it even in the way they approach the ordering process.
Okay.
They're not just like, here's a form, fill it out. They're offering consultations via phone, email, even video calls.
Wow.
And they encourage direct communication with Philip himself.
Oh.
Who we'll talk about a little bit later, but he's the artist behind all of this.
Okay.
But I love that they're encouraging that kind of dialogue with her clients.
It makes you feel like you're part of the process.
Exactly.
Like you're not just buying a product, you're buying into an experience.
Yes. And that's what makes it bespoke.
Yeah.
That's what makes it special. You're getting something that's truly unique to you.
They actually have, for clients seeking a truly unique piece, they will create original artwork for them to approve. Like, this isn't picking stuff out of a catalog.
Wow.
Like, this is really high-end custom work.
That's amazing.
Right.
Yeah, that's incredible.
So we're talking about, you're really invested in this process.
Yeah, and I can see why they would do that because you're right. If you're spending that kind of money on a piece like this, You want to make sure that it's exactly what you want.
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
They even talk about how colors might look different on the screen,
Right.
and they encourage clients to ask for samples.
That's smart.
Like, we've all been there with the online shopping thing where you're like,
Yeah.
oh, this is going to look great. And then it shows up and you're like, this is not even the same color.
It's like bright orange instead of burnt orange, you know?
Exactly. And when you're talking about a piece of furniture or a piece of art, like a mirror, that's going to be such a focal point in your home. You want to make sure it's right.
Yeah.
You're not going to just like live with it if it's a little bit off.
Well, I mean, I might, but
Yes.
I mean, because I'm too lazy to send it back. But
Right.
yeah, but I think for people who are really investing
Yeah.
in this, I think that's a really smart thing.
Absolutely.
Like they do.
Yeah, it shows that they're thinking about the client's experience
Yeah.
and they're trying to make it as smooth and enjoyable as possible.
Okay, so now I want to talk about Philip.
Yes,
Okay.
a man behind the mirrors.
This isn't just some guy who knows how to cut glass.
Right.
Like he's been doing this for 3 decades.
Yeah.
That he's self-taught.
That's amazing.
And his work is literally
Wow.
hanging in houses from Australia to the U.S.
That's incredible.
Like, this is a big deal.
Yeah, he's like an international man of mystery, but with mirrors.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good way to put it.
it's amazing. And it just goes to show that, if you're passionate about something and you're good at it, you can really make a name for yourself.
Yeah, and his love of Art Deco is really evident
Mm.
throughout all of their work.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, you can tell that that's like his jam.
You can see it in the bold geometric shapes, the use of contrasting colors and materials, that sense of timeless elegance.
Yeah.
It's a style that really transcends trends.
And it's interesting because even though he has this global reach now,
Right.
he still hasn't lost sight of this whole personalized service.
Yeah. Because there's this story in here about a client in Australia who was blown away by how quickly their mirror arrived, especially considering it came from the UK.
Right.
It's a long way.
Yeah, that's a long way for a mirror to travel.
Yeah.
And it arrives safely. That's even more impressive.
I know.
Yeah.
Like, how do you ship a mirror from the UK to Australia and have it arrive in one piece?
Very carefully,
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
So we're going to take a really quick break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about what people are saying about their experience with MirrorMania.
Okay, great.
So stay with us.
Fuel your passion with every sip. Velvet Roast's specialty coffee, crafted from the finest beans, roasted to perfection. Elevate your coffee experience, one cup at a time.
It's one thing to hear about, a company's commitment to quality and all that, but it's another thing to hear it directly from the people who are living with these mirrors every day.
Oh, for sure.
And they actually have on their website a whole section of testimonials. Right.
Which is always my favorite part to read.
Me too. It's so interesting to hear, like, what people connect with.
Yes.
And what they remember.
Or how they use it.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
What's their experience? And
Yeah.
I love this one from this couple in Florida. They described their mirror as like the crown jewel
Oh, wow.
of their Art Deco inspired home.
Okay.
And they talk about how it's like a conversation starter,
Oh, I love that.
that it brings the whole room together.
Yeah.
And you can just tell from the way they're talking about it that it's not just an object to them.
Right.
It's like part of their home.
Yeah, it's like a member of the family almost.
Yes.
You know?
It's like part of their story.
Yeah.
And they talk about it like that. And I think that's really the power of bespoke craftsmanship, right? It's that it becomes so personal.
Yes.
It's not just something you buy off the shelf.
Yeah, and it's interesting because it's not just homeowners who are raving about these mirrors.
Okay.
They've got interior designers in here
Oh, what?
talking about how these pieces elevate their projects.
Yeah, because the right mirror can really transform a space.
Oh, absolutely.
And when it's a bespoke piece, it adds that level of sophistication and personality that you just can't get from mass-produced items.
Well, and one designer said that a MirrorMania piece became the focal point of this luxury hotel lobby.
Wow.
And it added this like touch of glamour and grandeur.
See, that's the thing. That's where you really get the sense of, Philip's artistry coming through.
Yes.
Because he's able to work on those larger scale projects
Yes.
and create these really dramatic statement pieces.
But then on the flip side, another designer talked about how this custom stained glass mirror totally transformed a client's bathroom into like a spa-like oasis.
Oh, wow. So it's like From grand hotel lobbies to serene bathrooms.
Yes.
He's done it all.
And then there's this whole word of mouth thing going on, too.
I mean, yeah, word of mouth is the best kind of advertising.
Right.
Especially for a business like this.
Because people trust recommendations from friends and family more than they trust some ad.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So there's this homeowner in here who was so impressed with their mirror that they recommended MirrorMania to their neighbor.
Okay.
And then the neighbor commissioned a bespoke window from Philip. And the neighbor was so blown away that they're like, Philip's the man.
That's amazing.
Like, that's high praise right there. When somebody's like, you are the go-to person for this.
Yeah, that's the ultimate compliment.
Or the expert.
Yeah. Wow.
So, yeah.
That's fantastic.
So, we started this whole thing talking about mirrors. It's kind of become about so much more than that.
Oh, it totally has.
It's about craftsmanship and artistry.
Yeah.
And this whole idea of creating something truly special and unique.
And the impact it can have on our lives.
Yes. Not just in terms of our physical spaces, but also like our emotional well-being.
Absolutely.
Like, I never thought I would be saying that about mirrors.
I know it's true, though.
But it's true.
Yeah.
Like, you walk into a room and there's this gorgeous mirror.
That changes the whole energy of the space.
It does.
Yeah.
It's like these mirrors become like heirlooms almost.
Yeah, like you said, they tell a story.
Yeah.
And they kind of become part of the family history.
Imagine like passing down a mirror through generations.
Right.
And each owner adding their own little bit to it.
That's a beautiful thought.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think that's something that we've kind of lost sight of. In today's world,
I agree.
Everything is so disposable.
It's all about instant gratification.
Yeah, we want it now.
Right.
And we want it cheap.
Exactly.
And we don't really think about the long term.
We don't think about the story.
Yeah.
The history. The craftsmanship.
And I think MirrorMania is kind of like a reminder that some things are worth waiting for. Some things are worth investing in.
It's about quality over quantity, for sure.
Yeah.
And, it makes you think, what if we applied this kind of bespoke approach to other areas of our lives?
Oh, wow.
What if we were more intentional about the things we buy, the things we create, the relationships we build?
What kind of world would that be?
I think it'd be a more beautiful world.
Yeah.
A more meaningful world.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
So, what does this all mean?
Good question.
Well, for me, it means kind of slowing down a little bit.
Yeah.
And really paying attention to the things around me.
Right.
Appreciating the stories behind them.
And the craftsmanship.
Yes.
The artistry.
Exactly. And, maybe one day we'll be lucky enough to have our own MirrorMania story.
Oh, that would be amazing. To have a piece of that artistry in our own homes.
Yeah.
That would be something special.
But until then,
we
can keep exploring the world.
Keep looking for those unique and handcrafted treasures.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of MirrorMania.
It was my pleasure.
We hope you enjoyed it.